got our kids shooting up schools because they broken. So I do believe that society painted a picture, our society, our reality painted a picture that you didn't need a man. And now that we're getting older, we're like, you do need it. You can't do everything. As a mother, I only have one son. You got two, Shirley. As having Levi, I can't teach Levi everything. I can't. I cannot, because some stuff he's gonna be too emotional, and that's how I just respond to life. So thank God he got his daddy. Thank God he got his daddy and his uncles around him to be like, yeah, you ain't gonna do that. Come sit over here. Come sit over here. You ain't gonna be doing all that doggone crying all day. Sit down and think. You deal with your emotions, but you gotta get over this. So nah,
And not
I
even simply also for like I feel like girls need their dads too. It's not
yep.
even just like a son or a same gender thing. I feel like girls need their dads because they see how a man should conduct himself, how a man
Mm-hmm.
should behave and things like I you always hear women when they get older, if they had a good father and a father that was in their life, they always say they want to marry somebody like their daddy
Mm-hmm.
because that's the representation of what love is to them. That's their first love. So I think both parents in the household is just important for the overall child, like the whole
Yep.
child.
Not just them being in your life, but the same household. Because in the
Yeah,
same household, it's the same rules apply, the same outlook, the same expectation. When you dealing with a household, unfortunately, divorce does happen. You know, that's very unfortunate. It happens. But I noticed with kids who grow up in households with divorced parents, they're accustomed to. It's almost like they got to live that schizophrenic life I told you about, where
double life.
at a double life. At daddy house, I'm free to do whatever I want, whenever I want. I ain't even gotta eat. I can eat pizza all week. And then when I go home, this lady talking about I gotta eat and do homework. I don't gotta do that when I'm at his house, you know?
Yeah.
Or at daddy's house, daddy, or at mommy's house, mommy may be entertaining a lot of men, you know? And then the child is accustomed to seeing people come in and out their life, so they don't have no balance, no structure. But then daddy, at daddy's house, daddy got a new girlfriend and daddy getting married, and then mommy saying negative things about daddy and the girlfriend. So I don't know. I think being in a household together with both your parents, if you can, is very good for a child. Very good
I
for a
think,
child.
yeah, I think a child just witnessing a healthy relationship is good for their development.
Period. Yeah.
No
Period.
matter how that healthy relationship is, but just witnessing that is very important. Very
Yep.
important.
I agree
But
with
yeah,
that.
women need to soften up.
Be
We're not
nicer, baby.
we're not men.
Just
Yeah.
get more with
I
salt,
don't want to
sugar
be a
than you
man.
get with salt, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I think it's a humbling
Listen,
experience too, to learn how to do it, to learn how to just be like, you know what, babe, I don't understand it your way. It's gonna be a little difficult for me, but I'm gonna try. If you just it ain't it's not gonna be a one time thing where you may not raise your voice at him or get upset. But over time, you'll find yourself like, dang, I do get more from him. Like when you like, honey, can you take that trash out for me? You notice he don't get mad anymore. He just get up and take the trash out. Honey, can you bathe Simon for me? I'm a little tired. He just do it. But when you be like, nigga, you better bathe him. I bathe him all this week. You ain't do nothing but sit down and play Madden 2 and all this stuff. You notice that man is never
yeah,
home.
yeah, he ain't
Yeah.
finna stay for that. He gonna be like, you know what? I don't need to hear this shit.
Yeah.
I'm gone. I'm outside.
People just want peace. Like I always see, oh, if you want your man to do right, just make sure he's at home when he's peaceful because he got to fight in this world. So when he comes home, he wants to come to peace. Everybody want peace, not a man, not a woman. Everybody
Yeah.
house should be peace. Like that's
Hmm.
your
Yeah, I think the thing is, most of the time, niggas is not making it unpeaceful for females. You know what I'm saying?
I
For the most
don't know,
part,
Cliff. I don't know, Cliff. I don't know, Cliff. If
if
you
y'all in the
see that
house,
the
if y'all in the house, and then
Mhm.
you feel me, y'all two or whatever, you feel me, y'all in a relationship with, who's normally acting up? Or if y'all just pretty much describe what a woman do, you feel me, to make it unpeaceful for a man. What does a man do to make it unpeaceful for her if he's in the house
Not
and with?
helping, not helping, and you see she need
there's
help,
a lot of men that sit there and just go to work and come home and
and
sit on
that's
their
it.
or on the
That's
So
it.
that's
weekends in
unpeaceful for
front of
her.
that.
That's
Huh?
a problem.
That's
Yeah.
unpeaceful for her.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're not
Okay,
getting
so are we
any
talking about,
help.
okay, there's a man, he's going out, he's working, and she does she work?
We talked
Does she work?
about
But
50. I don't know, Cliff, because now we're just making up scenarios. We're not even really talking about a person. You
just
want to
because
say that in this scenario
I'm
she
not making
works?
up a
Like, I don't
scenario.
know.
I'm trying to figure out if she doesn't work, then she shouldn't find not be peaceful
But
with the 50-50 that she's doing.
But
That's what I'm
clearly,
trying to
that
get at.
goes back to what you mentioned earlier, that her not working but taking care of home is her working. So she's working.
But that's what I'm saying. So she shouldn't say I'm not peaceful for you not helping me with this, because that's her 50-50.
here's the
That's
thing.
what I'm
No,
gonna
but
say.
Cliff, you're looking at it. Okay, look, he goes to work 8 hours a day. He comes home and finds peace, right?
Mhm.
If she's a housewife, there is no 8 hours a day. It's 24 hours a day. And where does she go to find peace?
Mm-hmm.
That's why when the man, even after working, if he comes home and he can help even a little bit, not
Just
saying
do
that
it.
he take on a full thing, because we know you just did 8 hours outside. We get it. But just to help a little bit, because my job doesn't end. As a matter of fact, when you come home, an extra body added on my duties.
Yeah, come on.
Now I got to take care of you.
Do you think that when it was like that, men 100% outside, women 100% inside, that the men still came back and was taking doing
No, and I think the women were very unhappy, and they either never said anything. I mean, a lot of women back in the day, let's be honest, oh, my grandma and them been married 40, 50 years. Half them motherfuckers is miserable.
Very. And
They
they was looking forward to the day for him to die. They was looking forward to him to die. You
they
talk to some of them, they be so happy he died.
they
Well,
stuck it through, and they didn't
well,
say anything. Hold on, but they didn't say anything. They stuck it through, and they were miserable. And because they were miserable, they made the man miserable. So what did the man go do? Cheat, have outside wives, have this and that. Because a lot of them people back in the day was cheating up a storm. We all know that.
Well, okay. I'm not gonna say that 100% because I don't got data on that. But I will say that if, like I said, he's working all that, he's paying all his bills and doing that stuff, that job is still like he is not just his 8 hours and then that's done. You feel me? He's still 8 hours, and then like I gotta beam like my boss is this, or I'm trying to move up this way, or like, it's still work too. You know what I'm saying? He still got to do. So I'm saying he would be helping her on her 50 if he did some extra stuff. You know what I'm saying?
And she's helping him because she's taking care of the household, so that's one less worry
That
he
would be her
has.
50.
So
That would be
he has
what I'm
more.
saying. That's her 50 already. If she
But
would have got a job and
regardless,
started working, then she would be helping him, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. But did
no.
y'all see what Michelle Obama said recently in an interview, that sometimes in marriage it's not 50-50. Sometimes in marriage it's a 70-30. There's a season where somebody's contributing 70% to the marriage, and unfortunately the other person is contributing 30. It's not because that they don't want to contribute their equal 50 or their equal 100, whatever the case may be. It's just that they have other stuff to focus on. Like, prime example, imagine Michelle and Obama. There were times where Obama could not look at Malia and Sasha's homework. He's running a world. He's running a country. He don't have time to hear about what you learned about the state of Georgia today. But Michelle had to do it. Michelle had to prepare for their family to visit on holidays and do this, and prepare for him to have this speech about a rose garden when he don't care about a rose garden. But she have to do it. So I don't agree that it's always going to be 100%. In all honesty, there's going to be seasons where, unfortunately, the other person may be sick or physically unable to carry their weight in the marriage. So now there is that one person doing 100%. Does that mean that even though this person can't physically carry anything or do anything, does that mean they can't even try or attempt to do something? And if they don't, are you supposed to be frustrated with them or angry with them? Because when you stand up there and you take your vows, you say, whether you Christian, not Christian, everybody say for better or for worse, in sickness and in health, everybody says it. So when you have that season where this person cannot contribute because of whatever is going on in their life, are you going to hold them accountable to it? Are you going to be upset with them? Are you going to say, I'm going to give you grace for this season?
No, it definitely has to have grace and understanding, and it has to be whatever works for your relationship, because no one can dictate what works or what 50-50 looks like or what 70-30. And I agree, there's going to be times where someone's going to have to pull more weight and all that. But that just goes back to communication and being with someone that you can trust. But it also can't be a consistent thing, like, because then it's not a season. This is just who you are. So, like, no, I completely agree.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with that. That sometimes it's not to be 50-50. It's going to be a little bit more 60-40, 70-30. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I do. Well, go
So
ahead,
that's
Cassandra.
why I think what Shirley said was important, that even though, yeah, you went to work and you came home, if all you can contribute to her in her 8-hour shift or her 16-hour shift is, you know what, honey, I'll bathe the youngest. I can't bathe everybody, but I will bathe the youngest for you. At least you are taking off a load off of her. Bathe the hardest kid to bathe. Do her that favor. Bathe the
So what
hardest
load
kid.
would she be taking off for
Sweep up.
him
The
in
fact that you came
that
home to a
housewife
clean
situation?
house, the
But as I'm
fact you
saying,
came home
that
to
would be
a
her
clean house,
50
all of them.
already. That's her 50
Oh
already.
man.
Listen. Hold on. We just went through a scenario.
But we just explained
Hold
to
on.
you how
Stop. Let me finish. We went through a certain scenario. He works, she doesn't. Her 50 is the house, his 50 is work. So we said, okay, if he comes home, can he help a little bit on her 50? So he's helping. I said, where? All I asked was, where would she help him? That's all I asked.
But
that's why? Why does she have to help?
Yeah,
he's helping her. He's helping extra on her, right? So why can't she do it for him too?
That's because you're looking at it as 50-50. We already established that her job never ends. So is it truly 50-50? Like, is the amount of 40 hours he puts in and then her job that never ends, is it truly 50-50?
Her job.
I mean, there's so many factors like that you can put in to say, oh, well, how is she helping? She's helping him by giving this nigga peace. Okay, that's a lot.
That's a lot. You can't buy that.
He's giving her peace by keeping a roof over her head. It's the same thing, bro. Like, what do you mean? What? Why? So she's not gonna help him extra on his shit.
He's helping him by having sex with him, by doing all that, and then still having
sex with him is an extra.
Yup.
It is an extra. It is an extra. If
Jesus
you work,
Christ. Jesus Christ. Oh Lord. We are doomed.
You work all day.
We are doomed.
Cliff, I think you're biased when it comes to. We could just be real, Cliff. You kind of biased to that stay-at-home mom.
How am I biased? I just asked a question. I just asked a simple question. He's helping her on her 50. That her responsibility is the house. He's helping her on the house by taking some of the showers and doing some shit like that. He's helping her. All I asked was, what would she help him with? That's all I asked. And then y'all went down this big ass rabbit hole, and now I'm biased.
But we're talking, okay, but we weren't even talking about the house, because that's her 50-50. We're talking about the kids. They both have kids now. She ain't the mother and the father. So he can help with his own children as well.
But that's what I'm saying. That's not even a thing, because he's going to a dude would help with. They normally.
But that's what Cassandra said. Cassandra said, "Can you just bathe the child?"
That's automatic, bro. That's the I feel like that's an automatic. You're gonna help.
Not for everybody, Cliff. Not for everybody. Not
There's
for everybody,
men out there that don't do anything but provide. How many times your daddy bathed you? How many times your daddy bathed you?
Or helped you with homework?
You're right. He did do homework though, because he was an engineer. He wanted me to be good at math, bro. So he did.
Okay. But there's some dads who don't even help with homework. They don't bathe them. They don't even acknowledge their kids. Can we? Well,
maybe
real?
That's why I was
dads who just pay bills.
I was assuming that they went home, they went out and work, and then the taking care, like doing the kids' homework or taking them a shower. I thought that was default. You know what I'm saying? So that was
already. There's a lot of kids or dads that simply just provide, and they don't have a relationship with their kids
at all.
People in our generation, that's a lot of island people. That's a big thing in the Haitian community. A Haitian man thinks as long as he provides and puts a roof over your head, like they don't understand the emotional part that comes with the emotional support. Like
they think it's all the woman's job to make sure that the child is emotionally stable human being, not realizing that there are emotions you learn from your father as well. There's 50-50 in parenting. We've only been discussing like household stuff, but what about a 50-50 in parenting? Am
That's
I always the only one going to the parent teacher conferences? Am I the only one taking them to the events at school? Am I the only one shopping for them to go to school? Am I the only one making sure they eat? Like, nah, there's 50-50. There's a balance in marriage.
agreed. And there's a lot of married people that are living single parent lives.
Come on now. And that's a
A
whole
lot.
I know people who got divorced because of that.
A lot.